Hi, good evening all. Today I would like to discuss about asset accounting. Before discussing about asset accounting, first of all, we have to know what is meant by an asset. So everyone knows. Is my screen is visible to everyone?
Yeah,
Santosh?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay. Asset. We generally knows that asset includes both current asset and fixed assets. Current assets are the assets which can be convertible into cash in a short term, that is less than a year. For example, cash or inventory, debtors, bills receivable, etc. And coming to the fixed assets.
by the way, we are not able to see your screen. Actually, the Word document. Yeah, now we are able to.
Okay. Okay. I am discussing about the concept. Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. Asset includes both current assets and fixed assets. Before that, what is meant by current asset and fixed assets? In general, the current assets are the assets which can be converted into cash or the equivalents converted into a liquid form. That is, in a short duration, we can convert it. For example, cash, bills receivable, prepaid expenses, inventory, etc. And while coming to the fixed assets, these are the assets which are held for the purpose of usage and not for resale, and it give a benefit over a period of time, and it can generate a revenue. Suppose an asset can be acquired for the purpose of production of output, so the asset can be used for production purpose, and it gives an economic benefit. That means after producing an output, it at the time of sale it can generate a revenue. So fixed assets means the assets acquired for the purpose of usage and not for resale, and it can generate an economic benefit over a period of time. So asset includes both current assets and fixed assets. While in asset accounting point of view, we can consider only the fixed assets, the two tangible assets. So what is meant by tangible assets and what is meant by intangible assets? So assets can be categorized into again tangible assets and intangible assets. Tangible assets means the assets which have the physical existence. That means we can touch it or we can feel it, and it has the visibility and we can see it. So the tangible assets are the assets which can be which can have the physical existence and also have the visibility. For example, land, buildings, machinery, tools, equipment, etc. And while coming to the intangible assets, these assets which do not have the physical existence nor the visibility, but we can enjoy the benefit of such an assets. For example, goodwill is an intangible asset, but we can't see it, we can't touch it, but we can enjoy the benefit of such an asset. Goodwill is nothing but the reputation. It will increase the benefit. of the business organization. It can serve useful for the survival of the organization. So in asset accounting point of view, we can categorize it the fixed assets as tangible assets and the intangible assets. Tangible assets, these are the assets which have physical existence and visibility. And while coming to the intangible assets, these are the assets which have neither physical existence nor visibility, but we can enjoy the benefit of such an asset. For example, I can purchase an machinery for 10 lakhs on 1/4/2019. For example, Merces Regi Limited purchased a building at Vrindavan on 3/4/19 for 50 lakhs. So that said purchased. So on 3rd April 2019, the building was purchased for 50 lakhs. What will be the value of the building as on that date? That means 31st March 2020. Is the same value will be the at the end of the year 31st March 2020? What will be the value at the year end 31st March 2021? Is the same value will be recorded in the books of accounts or not? So there may be reduction in the value of an asset, whether it can be used or not. The value might be reduced from 50 lakhs to some percentage of amount will be reduced. Why? What are the reasons for reduction in the value of an asset? There may be some reasons for valuing reduction in the value of an asset. That might be like usage, wear and tear, passage of time, obsolescence, technological changes, market scenarios, market changes. These are the various reasons for reduction in the value of an asset that can be described as per Accounting Standard 6, depreciation. The reduction in the value of an asset to be known as depreciation. So depreciation arises. What are the situations where depreciation can be arised? Wear and tear, affliction of time or passage of time, obsolescence, decrease in the market value of an asset. Even though the asset has not been used and put aside, may also reason for the reduction in the value of an asset. These are the various reasons have been prescribed as per Accounting Standard 6, AS6, depreciation. What are the factors to be considered while providing the depreciation? The various factors to be considered for depreciation is the original cost of the asset. Is there any residual value or the estimated value at the when realized? Or what is the expected life of the asset? That means useful life of the asset. These are the factors that are to be considered while while providing or calculating the depreciation. So why we have to provide the depreciation has been provided for valuation of a particular asset on a particular date. So suppose we are calculating the value of an asset as on today. What is the value of an asset? What the actual value or what is the exact value of an asset? The exact value can be determined only after charging the depreciation. The value can be determined. It can shows the corrected financial statements. The financial statements means the trading account, P&L account, and the balance sheet. It gives the true and fair view of the financial position. That means how the assets are, how much amount of excess assets that are existed, and what is our financial position. Is the business is in solvency position or insolvency? These are all can be observed by seeing the true and financial statements. So the depreciation will helps to know the exact value that existed on the balance sheet date. That means suppose we are calculating the valuation of assets today. That means such particular day. Maybe it may be at the year end 31st March or based upon the valuation date. So depreciation can be calculated on tangible fixed assets is to be known as tangible assets, while in the case of intangible assets, it can be termed as amortization as per 26 accounting standard 26 intangible assets. Suppose we have purchased an asset like machinery for the useful life of 20 years or 25 years, and the value of the machinery will be the 50 lakhs. At the time of the purchase of asset, the value of an asset will be, suppose on 1/4/20, machinery purchased machinery purchased machinery purchased for 50 lakhs. At the end of 31st March 2021, what will be the value? Is the same value will be shown in the books or not? What will be the value at the second year and the third year, fourth year? And the useful life is 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, what will be the value? What will be the value of an asset? Suppose here the value of an asset is 50 lakhs and the useful life is 10 years. 10 years. And providing on 1/4/20, the machinery purchased for 50 lakhs and the useful life is 10 years. Suppose at the first year ending, the value of machinery will be the same, or what, or how the amount will be shown, or what are the criteria to be taken to recorded in the books of accounts. So here, suppose we are following the method of depreciation, either SLM method or WDV method. We are calculating the depreciation. Suppose 50 lakhs will be the at the year of beginning, and we are providing depreciation at the rate of 10% per annum. 10% per annum. So at the end of first year ending, the value of an asset will be becomes to 45 lakhs. That means 5 lakhs will be the depreciation at the first year ending. 5 lakhs. So as of now, like that, second year will be the value becomes 40 lakhs. At the end of 10th year, what will be the value? The value becomes to 0. That means the value of an asset maybe comes to 0. And at the time to purchase another asset, before it coming to the 0, or at the time of when we need to purchase another asset. So it the situation to become asset procurement process, purchase of an asset. So we have to know that how to purchase an asset. First of all, we have to verify whether which type of asset we have to need in the business, whether the plant and machinery or the building or the furniture. First, we have to prepare a need what type of asset we have to be required. Prepare a purchase requisition note and a requisition prepared. After that, proper internal control authorization has been taken here, and after approval of an authority, the second situation is the placing of an order, purchase order. After placing of an order, the goods has been received. That means the furniture or the asset, whatever we have placed for an order to purchase, have been received in the situation 3, MIGO. MIGO means goods received. After goods received or at the time of goods received, the invoice has been generated or issued by the vendor. The invoice has been issued at the time of MIGO or after the issue of goods receipt. After verifying the invoice, we have to make payment to the vendor. So the payment made to the vendor, after payment or completion payment to the vendor, it's the time to capitalize the asset. That means post capitalization of an asset. So post capitalization of asset means here first we have to make a purchase requisition. After that, placing of an order. After placing an order, we have received the goods from the vendor. At the time of goods, we have to receive invoice note or invoice, and later on we had made a payment to the vendor. After making payment to the vendor, the asset must be or should be capitalized. Suppose we have to we have make a purchase requisition note for purchase of machinery. So after receiving the machinery and the invoice verification, we made a payment of 50 lakhs to the vendor.